That's
They're
crazy.
like, yo, man,
What
you have to see this. Oh my god,
Look at that. That is insane.
Did he tattoo?
Bro, pull up that picture. Pull up the one underneath there. Yeah, pull up that one. Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Dude, where's his skin? Dude, he's just ink. He's literally ink. The dude's gonna die in like 10, if he can survive 10 years. The real story about Sean Strickland beyond his fight is what he's doing outside of his fighting. So he has been, I suppose, having another fight, but it's with the influences.
Yeah, so
the influences.
I'm gonna botch the timelines on this a bit, so you'll have to forgive me. But I think it started when he fought this guy, Sneako.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how I was going to start.
I've seen. Was that okay? So I've only seen them sparring.
Yeah,
that was an actual fight.
No, it was just sparring. I mean, by
right?
fighting,
Okay.
So he did like a relatively hard sparring session with Sneako. It seemed relatively hard to me, at least. And if you watch, it's kind of funny because he's like taunting him for a lot of it, and then he decides, okay, it's like time for me to whack this guy.
Yeah. I watched it. That is exactly what happened. And he talks so much shit.
He talks so much shit.
He's like, oh, it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. You're doing all right for yourself, kid. You're doing all right. But
no, I did see that. In fairness to Sneako, he did manage to
he did not get knocked out.
He didn't, and he was a pure amateur at this, isn't he?
Yeah, dude. Have you seen? Do you know who Sneako is?
Yeah. I mean, I watched that sparring session, and I was just like, bro,
the dude is a stick.
Yeah, he's gonna knock you the fuck out.
Yeah.
But in fairness to Sneako, he didn't.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he stayed in there.
Deeper, I think everyone really respects him for like going.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
He claimed he knew that was going to happen.
Sneako did.
Yeah, he claimed.
I mean, I'm sure.
I mean, how would you not?
How do you not know that?
Yeah, I mean, from their first interaction when he was like, "Hi," he's like, "Oh, who are you? You some fucking influencer guy?" Yeah, I do a little. He's like, "Yeah, I do." Sneako used to be like this super outlandish, like took no punches kind of influencer guy.
Yeah.
I would say all kinds of crazy smack. He has, let's say, matured over the last couple of years and not been as crazy as when I first saw some of his stuff that came out.
Well, that happens with it. I know what you mean.
He finally had sex. Progression. And he finally cleared out his undercarriage and he calmed down a bit, I think. Well, that's a whole story too about the girl he was dating. And like, because they're all, it's all these red pill dudes, and they're all like, oh, you got, don't let a woman ruin your life, whatever. And then it's just so interesting how so many of them will say one thing, and then once they get involved with a chick, it's like the complete opposite of whatever they're saying on these channels.
Right.
And all of a sudden, so everybody's giving him shit for being simpy and everything. Like, oh, this girl runs your relationship.
Well, isn't that what naturally happens with? Look, we've all been with our mates. We've all been with the lads. And we're all giving it large to each other.
I'm sorry. Did you say we've all been with our maids?
Mates.
Oh, mates. Okay, it's important that we make that distinction.
Okay.
Being with our maids, we're not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, but like
it's a very different word.
But we've all been around the lads, right? We've all given a bit of banter about what we would and wouldn't tolerate, and then we get in a relationship, and guess what? Like a woman is more than just a subject of a conversation.
You want to continue to enjoy that sweet,
and it's like, come on, we've all been there, bro. None of us are the same around our missus that we are with the lads. You know what I mean?
Of course. Well, you can't be. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
sure.
Of course.
Like, we know how we talk. The people who are watching and or listening to this and have heard us any more than once know how we talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just no, you can't do it. It's not the same. It's not locker room talk, but it's definitely fun banter.
It's down the pub. It's
the
pub banter.
Pub banter.
Good pub
sure.
banter.
Good
I love
pub
a
banter.
good bit of pub banter.
Yeah. So Sean Strickland.
Yeah. So he
set us up. Yeah.
So he spars with Sneako. Beats him up pretty good. This goes online. A lot of people see it. Jake Paul, or what's the other one?
Logan Paul.
I was mixing them up. I'm pretty sure it was Jake.
Did I think his name was Chris Paul?
Yeah, you said.
Wow. That's a basketball player, dude.
Oh.
Whatever. Anyways, so.
Oh shit! Okay, that's okay. Sorry, carry on.
He used to do State Farm commercials.
Oh.
So Jake Paul sees this, issues a challenge to Sean Strickland. He's like, "Hey, fly down to Puerto Rico. Let's do a fight. Like we'll pay you a lot. Blah blah blah. Sean Strickland responds like, "Fuck you. Come to Vegas. Let's meet in the middle of the desert, and I'll obliterate you."
And he did.
No, he didn't. And then,
Oh,
like, I
shit.
guess due to like various like UFC contract things, like Sean cannot go and fight Jake Paul. That is my understanding. I think there's something stopping him from doing like a sparring thing, like with Sneako, but he can't like go fight Jake Paul for money.
Huh.
Due to his UFC contract, which I guess has some
I mean, no, that makes
exclusivity thing.
sense. That makes
I don't
sense.
know all the
Yeah.
details, something like that. Anyways,
I thought Jake Paul boxes.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, it
Jake
would be a
Paul-
boxing
well,
match.
he boxes.
Okay, so it'd be like when
Put
Conor
that in air
McGregor tried
quotes.
to take on Floyd Mayweather.
No. Conor
Something like
McGregor.
that.
I mean,
Yeah, no, it would be
close,
like,
but Conor McGregor was like at least an actual fighter.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
Jake Paul just all of a sudden was like, I'm gonna fight, and then just started like doing it. And then all of his fights have been, let's say, controversial in nature, where one could argue that it was legitimate or not, and not just staged. I mean, I watched some of the endings. Yeah, it's
So the debate is this real or is this basically WWE?
No, I don't think
It's-
anyone's saying
it's-
that, but
no.
it was more a matter of like, are his opponents like actually good boxers, or are they just like washed up athletes from other sports?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think he's actually fought an actual boxer. Like he continues to fight like UFC dudes.
But it's like
And
older
mostly-
UFC dudes that don't.
Yeah,
fight
like
anymore.
old, like retired. They used to be bomb in UFC, but they never really boxed, and now let me box you
Right.
type of a thing. Which
Okay.
again sets himself up to create a storyline to theoretically have a chance. Because if he tried to do UFC against anybody legit, he'd probably get demolished.
Jake Paul.
But
gets
Jake
destroyed.
Paul is there. The Paul brothers' whole game is not even about that. And I'm talking about influencers in general. Just influencers now, like they're all doing this. Like so many of them are doing this boxing thing now.
They get into
Like it's
combat
such
sports.
a huge thing where
Mark
everybody's like,
Zuckerberg
"Let's go."
doing
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu now.
yeah.
Oh,
Everybody's
did you
like
see the
doing
clip
boxing.
of him that was going viral over the weekend where they're handing out the UFC?
I didn't see this.
The UFC, and they missed him, and he's just like trying to get over the fact that he was like overlooked.
That's so
And
funny.
everyone was just like, and the memes were hilarious. They were like, once a nerd, always a nerd.
Oh, I believe
But no, but so yeah, Mark Zuckerberg is UFC, isn't he? Or he's trying to be?
He won't.
No,
Okay,
he want-
so there was a thing where he was,
gonna
going
fight
to fight
Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Mark
remember that.
Zuckerberg-
Yeah.
Zuckerberg was like training MMA and jiu-jitsu with like real UFC champions.
yeah.
Like he was serious about it. He built an octagon in his backyard and everything. And Elon Musk was just like, I grew up in South Africa. Like, I'll fuck you up.
Right.
Which I
Yeah.
thought was funny.
Zuckerberg's like, "This is my chance. I'm finally gonna be cool now."
I know.
And Elon Musk was like, "Yeah, all right."
But yeah, so
I
this whole thing was
I survived apartheid. I'll be.
I can take you.
I can take you. And they're like, "Did you survive what now? What now, Whitey? What did you survive? I believe. What are you talking about, dude?"
Yeah. So,
Uh,
anyway,
yeah.
so Jake Paul does this thing, and this seems to precipitate a collection of other encounters between Sean Strickland and various influencers. There was like one clip where I don't know where he was, some bar or some club, and some effeminate looking male influencer goes up to him and asks him to say something, and I think it was Spanish that sounds like
Yeah.
a little
Oh, dude,
homosexual.
don't even give that guy credit, Max, because I've
And then-
seen that guy's
yeah.
videos. That dude is such a tool bag. I can't stand him.
And
I
then-
looked at his videos. His videos are like he's not as popular, I think, as some other these people. But,
Who
but
this
yes.
this Spanish influence?
Just a Spanish guy, and he asked him to say something like
Yeah,
His
it was
whole
something
thing is
very
he does like this. He in a lot of his videos he does like this little high pitched voice type thing, and I don't know why he thinks it's funny or why he does it. I don't know. His videos are not like super watched. Like I didn't think when I looked at his channel, I don't think I saw like a bunch of videos that were in the millions of views. He gets thousands and thousands, but not like millions and millions. So I don't even know why this guy keeps going out there. I mean, he's not even that big of an influencer, from what I could tell. I could be wrong, and someone can correct me on that, but I didn't see that.
I mean, he's clearly just like a little bitch. But
Yeah,
anyways, the
thank you.
point
Yes.
is Sean Strickland like has this encounter and looks at him and is like, if you weren't here, I would punch you in the face.
Yeah.
And then there was some other stuff. I didn't see any actual clips, but he had some like a negative encounter with Machine Gun Kelly, and now his whole thing is like Machine Gun Kelly is like a vampire, and he's just like poking fun at him for that.
Well, in fairness, they are into some
Yeah.
pretty weird shit. It's obvious.
Yeah, and he's posted
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff on like his Instagram or whatever relating to this, and I don't know all the details. It's the next part, but I think he was like going to do some motorcycle race, and judging by this thing he posted very recently, I guess he's not going to anymore. And it sounds like, in his words, he's been quote unquote like uninvited from the influencer circle jerk. I don't know. It's not clear.
He was saying, I think something to the effect of like, I didn't know I was going to be invited to the influencer crowd. I didn't try and get in. I was invited in, but I didn't, do the right rituals or some shit like that. Like, I'm not going to be able to stay in because he's not doing this race now.
Yeah.
Because pretty much it's like all these influencers are trying to get back at him because he's basically calling them all a bunch of lady genital parts. I'm sorry.
A bunch of pussies.
Persons who may have vaginas. Let's be inclusive here on the show.
May or may not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Birthing persons. Yeah. No, he called them a bunch of pussies. Is what he called them.
Yeah.
And so they're all. The one that I find the most funny of was him like looking at Machine Gun Kelly and being like, "You look like a fucking vampire," or whatever the fuck he said. And I'm like, he does.
Funny.
Well,
He does.
in
does look
fairness,
like a
have you seen the new tattoos he has?
Bro, it's
No,
scary.
what is
That like, have you not seen them?
No.
He's like fully entrenched in.
Man in the corner, you have to see them.
Yeah, pull him up.
Yeah,
dude.
put up. Like
Pull
you
him up
got
and put him
to
on the screen.
Actually, do you know what do you know what it reminds
It's
me of?
wild what he looks.
Have you ever seen it's like a more extreme version of Timmy C, the bass player from Rage Against the Machine.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's
He's basically just ink. I think if you
At this
squeezed
point.
him like a squid, ink would just come out of him at this point. It's just
What
it's
the
crazy.
Fuck? That's
they're
crazy.
like,
look at that,
oh
dude.
man,
What
Dude,
is
you have to
this?
see this. Oh my
Look at
god,
that. Look at that. That is insane.
Did he tattoo?
Bro, pull up that picture. Pull up the one underneath there. Yeah, pull up that one. Yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
Where's his skin? Dude, he's just ink. He's literally
That's
ink.
nuts.
The dude's gonna die in like 10 if he can survive 10 years. Can you imagine all that ink in your skin right next to your vital organs? Just sitting there?
Maybe when he flexes, it shoots out like a defense mechanism.
He turns into venom.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's literally turned himself into the human Venom.
Bro, he
Like,
looks
what the
ridiculous.
fuck?
Dude. I mean it's
That
America.
is
You do
oh
you,
my god,
but,
that
like,
is I don't listen,
I mean, at
what?
least there he
He's
was
always
like
had a lot of tattoos, but not like this. This is
Could you imagine
wild,
did he,
dude.
did he have to go under anesthesia to like have that?
He
done?
might have.
Maybe.
I mean, dude, he's like, it's just all ink. It's just all ink. Like, in order to get that level of ink, you'd have to be sitting there for hours. Like hours.
Oh god,
Our good friend Matt he got a sleeve and he told me it took so many hours. Imagine that. Just sitting there and just that dude just
They must have put him under for. They must have put him under some kind of anesthesia.
at a tattoo parlor? What tattoo parlor has
A
anesthesiologist?
hospital.
Hospital.
like I would.
In all fairness,
What the
he has the money to probably hire
Yeah, probably.
an
Probably.
anesthesiologist.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he did something special because he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
Do you want me to pull up the Sean Strickland clip?
Yeah, go for
Pull
it.
that
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Let's pull that up and see what this crazy guy has to say.
Well, bad news, guys. I'm not racing Nitrocross. This isn't Nitrocross's doing, man. They're great fucking people. This goes beyond them. But, I guess there's like fucking golden rules of how to be a fucking influencer and get free shit. And I guess I'm not the fucking one for these guys. But, I want you guys to put yourselves in my shoes. A man insulted me and challenged me to fight. I fought that man, just like you would. A TikToker wants to spar. I treat him no different than anybody else. You quit, you fall down, or you tap out, and we're fucking done. And I respect him for that. I meet a fucking vampire wearing a man bag with painted nails that was so insulted that I didn't know who the fuck he was. He acted like a woman because I didn't know, nor do I care who he was. Dude, you dress like a fucking vampire wearing a man bag. You are a fucking slight on society, bro. The fact that you exist is fucking mind-boggling.
All right, so can I? Okay. So did he just to confirm? Did he say that they have $1,000 tickets to sit at the front and they're barely famous, and the people in the nosebleeds are paying like $500?
Well, I think it's a comment on how ludicrously expensive like tickets are.
I don't think it has anything to do with.
So,
it has nothing to do with the ticket
no.
prices.
Just let me follow my logic to see if it's true.
All
So
right, let's all follow T's logic.
Okay.
Down the logic brick road we go.
So did he just say that they pay 1,000 to sit where they are, and they pay 500 to sit in nosebleeds. Is that what he said?
No.
Okay, no, that okay. He said that the influencer types were given $1,000
$1,000
tickets
ticket seats.
for free.
So they didn't pay for it.
Right.
So
Do you know what that reminds me of?
What?
There's a great episode.
if you say anything about communism, I swear to God,
no.
it's T's MO.
I
You know, T's Logic Brick Road is actually. We should make that a segment.
Okay. Yeah, we
Where
should.
you try and figure shit out in your head.
Yeah.
And we just watch you figure it out.
Let me walk down this road at the moment and see if it's.
You want to be the Scarecrow or the Tin Man?
No. Let me see. Let me walk down my road and see if it ends in a fucking rainbow.
Be sure to clip your heels so you come back home.
So he's saying they're giving these tickets. It reminds me of a great episode of The Sopranos, right? Where Chrissy and Little Carmine are trying to get what's his name? The actor, great British actor in Sexy Beast. Have you ever seen that film?
No idea what you're talking about.
Never even heard of it.
No. Oh, fuck off! This is such a great point. What's the name of the actor? He's bald. He played Gandhi.
Just make your.
Who is his character in The
He played
Sopranos?
Gandhi.
He played himself. Oh, what's his name? What's his name?
I can't
He
remember.
played Gandhi.
Just what's your point?
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, what's his name? Look
oh
it up.
my
Look it
God.
up, man, in the corner.
Okay,
That's your job. Look it up.
Was it Michael Kingsley? Michael Kingston?
No, Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingston.
Oh,
Ben Kingston.
yeah.
Ben
Kingsley.
We got there. We got to her.
Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley.
We got to her.
He played Gandhi?
Yeah, he did. He was great.
What?
That was
That
a
is
great
cultural
team effort.
appropriation.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
is cultural appropriation.
He was great in it. He got an Oscar.
Would that be
I think
technically
he got
called
an Oscar.
brown
He
face?
got an Oscar, right?
Is that brown face? He's British.
Huh?
He's British.
Yeah.
Was that brown face then? If he was Gandhi.
Well, this is
Wow.
1990. They didn't care about
Gandhi
that then.
Stars,
1990.
Ben
okay.
Kingsley in the titular role.
He was great. It was a great film.
This was 1982. This was.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
This is before brown face.
82. Wow.
Wow.
Well,
Jeez.
but he was
He was a
great.
young man.
He
though,
He was
eh?
great in that film. He's a great. He's
a great actor in general.
He just
Yeah, I
follows
really
in
like
the
him.
long line
All right,
of
what's
great
your point?
British
Get to your
thespians.
point around your logical
Anyway,
road. Let's
so
go.
the Sopranos are trying to hit him up.
I remember this part. It was a great part.
Chrissy and Little Carmine are trying to hit him up to be in their really shitty Saw ripoff film. And he's just like, you're obviously two jokers. I'm not getting into this. But they were amazed because they followed him backstage trying to chat him up. And they're amazed at all the free shit he got. And they couldn't fathom why he was worth millions and he's getting all this free shit. And even Ben Kingsley is like, yeah, I know it's grotesque.
it's a
but
very
I'm
simple-
famous. It's what comes with it.
Yeah, but it's a very simple concept because
They sell the products.
because UFC or any other show or anything else wants these people there. Because if these influencers who have tons of people who follow them or celebrities or anybody are at these events, then other people, the plebs, us, will be like, oh man, fucking my favorite influencer is at this event, I should go. And then we pay for the fucking $500, well maybe not, man.
and then they start advertising
maybe
their
you go
products
to
on their
some-
YouTube channels.
But we would be,
yeah.
$500 seats. I wouldn't be there at all. I'm not paying $500 for any of that shit. But nevertheless, theoretically, we would be up in the nosebleeds, and these guys aren't even paying, and they're nobodies. They're influencers. The fuck are we even talking about, dude? Some people, I mean, in all fairness, we're trying to kind of be influencer-esque, I suppose, because we have a show.
Wow,
we're trying to talk about
Influencer adjacent.
Influencer adjacent. Yeah.
I just want to have my own show that people enjoy and they like listening to us and our opinions because we say how it is, we say what we mean. We're just trying to have open discourse and dialogue and talk about fun
And maybe
and
we're
serious shit.
semi-intelligent.
Yeah, sometimes. And no, I say we're intelligent fellows. And like get out the message to people so we can all kind of find our commonality. That's what we're doing it, right? But these other guys are literally just doing it just because they want to be famous and they want to be these influencer types and get all this free shit. And like, but they're not really doing anything. They're not doing anything. They're just putting shit up on TikTok for 60 seconds and being like, "Oh, you should listen to me because I say crazy things." It's wild.
Yeah.
So his point is like his point is generally like you guys should not. What are these punks doing? And the more you are making these punks sit and get these free seats while you're still paying for the and you're not only paying for the $500 ticket. What you're really doing is you're also paying those influencers to sit down there and not have to pay. And what are you really getting out of these? You're making these influencers for what? What are they actually doing for your life? That's the whole. I think that's really Sean Strickland's point.
Right.